Hey guys, welcome! So it's been a long time that I don't record one of these videos 100% in English, so it's a pleasure to have you over and let's talk about something very important and very dear to me. Mind shifting, changing our minds, going through different periods and seasons of life and just choosing different paths as well. So productivity is a subject that I really like to think about, to reflect on, and because of it I started to read some books about it, like to dive even deeper. And the first book I read was this one, which is not a surprise for many of you, The Atomic Habits. This book was amazing because it's just great to see that the things that I've been doing in my life, other people are also thinking and considering and trying. So that was fun. But at that point, I already consider myself a very disciplined person. I already had good habits. So yeah, it was a good reading. Then I read The Productivity Project by Chris Bailey. And I would say that this book hit me differently because this was what I needed. It made more sense to me since the moment that I was going through, I needed to be more productive, like understanding how to enjoy my time better and take advantage of it as well. And at the moment, this is the book that I'm reading. It doesn't have the cover right now, but Feel Good Productivity by Ali Abdaal. Ali, I think it's Ali, right? Ali Abdaal. And this book has been a great surprise because, being honest, I wasn't expecting that it would hit me even better than The Productivity Project, to be honest, because I really like that book. But this one is a bit different because it talks not only about productivity as we think about productivity, but also how we do the things we do, how we feel about the things we do. It's not only about accomplishing and going crazy and doing one thing after the other. And even though I'm not done with it, as you can see, like I just read the first, let me check. Oh yeah, I just started the second part of the book because it has like 3 main parts and then each part has 3 parts. So it's very interesting the way it's set. But I already felt like sharing something with you guys. Let's talk about it. So as I said, while I was reading the first part of the book, it got me thinking about why I do the things that I do and why I do these things the way that I do them. And by talking to my dad these days, I got to a kind of interesting conclusion, which is what I would like to share in today's video. Time is flying by so fast that I realized that I haven't had the weekends for the past 10 years. Like, yeah, to have the weekend off every week. To have the weekend off. This is something that I'm not familiar with anymore. You know, just to relax, to travel, to be creative, to try a different hobby, to go to a different place. Like, what is going on, Camille? Just to experience life through different lenses and new perspectives. This is not a joke. And just to give you guys a little bit of context, because it sounds wild, and it is wild, but anyways. I had a band back in São Paulo when I was like 12 years old. The only time that we had available to have our rehearsals, to get together and think about set list and play and have fun, our rehearsals were every single Sunday morning because we were all studying. So I was in like middle school, then I got to high school, and so we only had the weekends. And the bass player and I, we would take a bus and 2 subway lines to get to the closest subway station that there was, like near the place that we used to have our rehearsals. That's wild. And that was interesting. It's kind of funny to remember because I remember the pressure and the anxiety we already had, like with the regular agenda, like the school agenda and schedules, the tests, and applying for universities and all these things. Of course, like I said that I started this band when I was like 12, but I got older, you know, with time. And besides this, I was also studying music at the time, so I had a lot of other different responsibilities to deal with. Like I had to study harmony, how to rearrange songs, like Brazilian music, bossa nova, etc. I had to study for my guitar tests, and I needed to do all the things that a decent guitar player has to do to be decent. So it was a lot. And I'm just thinking that actually I had something even before that. because I used to dance jazz, and I had a group that, you know, we used to travel to compete and like to be part of tournaments and etc. So mostly all the trips, tournaments, and competitions were during the weekends as well. Anyways, after the band, I was already doing like 2 majors at the same time, advertisement and English teaching. And as if this wasn't already enough, I signed up and I started to serve as a volunteer at my church in the worship team. So every Sunday we had to be there during the whole day because there were 3 sermons. So I would get at church around 7 a.m. and I would leave after probably 9:30 because the last service started at 7:30, I believe, so I think that was the math. Besides the rehearsals, of course, which happened during the week. And right after that, I started developing my own English course, which now is called a Fluency Factor. And back then, I had to create everything from scratch. So I had to put all the material together, I had to record the classes, I had to prepare the activities, you know, I had to do like everything at the same time. And for sure, I can easily say that this is an outstanding moment of my life because it was one of the hardest ones. I wouldn't sleep to record videos. And maybe you're thinking that this wasn't proper to do, but I know that a girl has to do what a girl has to do. And according to the circumstances that I found myself in, I know that that was it, you know? And a year later, I got married. I moved to another country, which is the US. I'm Brazilian, so we had this drastic change in our lives, like everything at once, everything in the same year. And at this point, I was already a content creator, so try to grasp with me how this craziness felt. And like I couldn't stop, and right after that, COVID hit. So I couldn't stop. And I kept this mindset of not minding and not worrying about not having the weekends off for a long time. But I don't want to be like that anymore. I want my weekends back. Because I realized that in everything I do, I put 100% of my effort. And I don't say that with any grasp of regret or pity or anything of the kind. I love what I do. And that's why I know I'm so intense and I do so much when it comes to my intentionality. And that's why I didn't take resting as an option. Because what's the point of stop doing something that I first need and second love? I had and I have many dreams, projects, goals, and things that I want to do in life. I kind of couldn't tell that I needed to rest, even though I was working, I was having fun, so it was hard for me to, you know, split the difference between the two things. Because as I said, I truly get a lot of joy from the things that I do. But it's important to highlight something here. There is a downside. Come on, of course there is a downside. There are always many things to be done. So even though you're thinking that you're kind of, you know, doing things in advance, you're gonna get things done and then you're gonna have a free time, that's a lie. You won't get any free time because there is always a new demand. There is always something new for you to finish and do, like somebody that needs your help, or, you know, apparently we need to take a breather. And around 2 weeks ago, I wasn't feeling my best, I would say. I actually was feeling very anxious and nervous about the situation that I found myself in. I felt that my mind was kind of melting with all the responsibilities and the tasks and due dates that I had. And I know that this pressure comes from within me. It's like a mental kind of situation. It's not a third person. It's not a third party saying things and, you know, like demanding things and pushing me. But the thing is, the amount of things on my clipboard, like the amount of things on my to-do list, that wasn't the problem. The lack of moments of relaxation and resting were actually striking me. They were bringing me down. They were making me feel bad about myself. As if I weren't able to accomplish the things that I had in mind. It was the perfect wedding between something that is threatening and paralyzing. I'm being honest, that's how I felt. Thankfully, even though I was in the middle of a chaos, I knew that it was temporary. And this is something I think is very positive of like the way that I function as a person. because I know that things are temporary. So like, I'm suffering, yeah, I know that I'm not well, I know that eventually I'm gonna get better, but oh my god, how much this hurts. So I talked to my husband because he always helps me out. And then when we were done with all the reflection and all the discussion, I was kind of ready to respect the moment, just take a shower, you know, enjoy the shower and put my things back together. I ate something wholesome and then I went to bed earlier, and that's what I needed to do. In the following morning, I decided just to take it slower. I kind of organized my stuff. I cleaned my house. I did the laundry, which was a 2-week delay situation. Can you imagine the pile of clothes that I had to wash? Yeah, that was something very remarkable. I hope that I don't get to that point again. I organized my priorities, I did the grocery list, and I went grocery shopping. And that was a great restart. I did what I had to do, but not for my professional life. I did what I had to do for my personal life. I feel that I did the things that I needed to do to go back to myself. I needed to focus once again on the things that are fundamental. The things that are like my core, my values, who I am before everything else. So this video, besides being a great opportunity for you to practice your listening abilities with my Brazilian accent, this is also a reminder. It's not only about getting things done, because actually this is the perfect formula for you to have like a burnout. And I can strongly affirm that once you start with this idea of just listing the things that you want to do and tackling them, you do understand that you're able to do what you want. But you kind of get into a, I don't know if I can call it like a vicious cycle or a positive or a constructive cycle, because it has like pros and cons. But you basically get addicted to the idea that you accomplish things. You feel well, you feel good about them. So you just want to accomplish more. You just want to, you know, have more lists and do more stuff and, you know. And I think that the greatest feeling you get from this circumstance is that you feel that you're able, but not only that, you conquer your fears, you get more confidence, and it's just powerful. It's very energizing. But this great sensation, at the same time that it's good for you, it's not. So it cannot surpass your mental and physical health, then your values and what's the center and what's the core of your life. There are limits, and you can literally draw them. Just get like a piece of paper and a pen and draw 3 circles. Just like 1, 2, 3. And this was my mind shift, because I do have an order of priority, and I know where I need to come from to serve in all areas of my life at my best. And I know that, for example, what I do for a living, it's not in the first circle, it's on the second one. So I first need to tackle the ones that are in the center. So the things that are related to myself, my health, my family, my husband, and then only after this, I'm able to focus on the next circle. And then when I'm done with my professional responsibilities and my studies, then I can focus on the next one. Now I know that this is how I work, because prior to all of this reflection, everything was set into the same to-do list. Even though I had different priorities, they were just stacked upon each other. And that's the pattern. That's it. So once again, the idea is to have what's most important for you at the center. And then you grow from there, but you're only able to do so well if you have taken care of the first step, the first part of yourself first. I don't know if this video is making any sense, but I think it is. You please let me know. And a key characteristic of this, circle system is that everything that is within the 3 circles are under your control. You cannot control what other people do, what other people think, the circumstances, society. You cannot control these things. So make sure that whatever is within your 3 circles, they are things that you can improve and you can choose to do them. And that's why now I can just kind of understand my life better, the areas of my life better. But I also changed another little detail, which is I don't say that I need to do stuff. This is actually one of the suggestions of the book. I don't need to do this, I don't need to do that. I have the opportunity of making lunch. I get to help my students. So it's all about the opportunity and being blessed with the opportunities we have. We could be doing other things. We have the possibility of choosing different routes and different paths for our lives. But no, you're choosing them. So make sure that you're aware of what you're choosing and how you communicate and do the things you're doing. And remember, doing is a gift and it is worth it, but it's not everything. So that's why I decided, I guess, I might take some weekends off and I won't feel any pressure about it. If I feel like it, I'm gonna do it. If I wanna take the time off, I'm gonna do it. If I wanna do a quick trip, I'm gonna do it. I hope this video was insightful somehow, and if it was, please let me know in the comments. And this is a sentence that I came up with that kind of resumes and puts together all the concepts and reflections that we developed throughout this video, which is work hard, but relax forcefully. God bless. Take care.